Alright, Shalom Akim. First off, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakakodash, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh Shai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh Shai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh Shai. Alright, hey, Shalom, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Alright, who taught us well and who we all learned under. Alright, sincere Shalom to you, the elect out there, listening, teaching this word out in truth and in sincerity. Alright, we're out here another day, another Saturday at the camp. Hey, it's a beautiful, day, somewhat hot, but hey, we're going to be here as long as the Lord wants us to be here, alright? So, today's lesson, I just wanted to go into the furthering, the destruction of this place, man. This place is going to be destroyed, and what it's going to be like, the coming signs and steps, towards it. Can a brother give me that in 2 Ezra 15 and 8?
So 2 Ezra 15 and 8. I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit.
And part of the Lord no longer holding his tongue, he's sending his men out here, man. Alright, to tell you that this place is wicked. Alright, to tell yourself to get right before his return. Because when he returns, it's going to be all out judgment. Alright, like it says in the book of Amos, the 5th chapter, man. It's going to be constant hell. Alright, for one person to escape a lion just to be met by a serpent. Alright, just to be met by a bear. Alright, meaning it's going to be all out hell. Alright, when the Lord visits.
I will hold my tongue no more as touching the wickedness which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
Yeah, now we see that, man. The innocent and the righteous blood are crying out to the Heavenly Father, man. We don't want to see this wickedness continue. Alright, we're out here in captivity in this hell, suffering. It speaks about in the book of Ecclesiastes how the more you know, the more you increase in wisdom, the more you increase in sorrow. Because we understand this isn't how things are supposed to be run over here.
This isn't our rest.
This isn't our rest. We understand that the wicked are in authority right now and that everything is hell. There's a saying in the world, white man's heaven is an Israelite's hell, man. Alright?
Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore, saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them.
Hey, the Lord is coming to avenge us, man. Hey, vengeance is his, man. Alright, and Lord's will, we're going to witness that, when he returns.
Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt.
Hey, the Lord is coming to save us out of this disaster. This is going to be the last captivity that we're put under. Alright, once this man's time is over, it's over. Then it's going to be Yahweh Shai and the 144,000 ruling. Alright? It's going to be paradise.
Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand, stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before.
So just like how Egypt was smite with plagues before, man, it's going to be smite again. Alright, it's going to be intensified. Alright? It's going to be terrible for the people dwelling up in here. Alright, just for them to taste of that final plague, which is going to be that thermonuclear destruction.
Good. If I can say this, and the scriptures say that it's going to be like a time like no other.
Yeah.
So it said it's going to smite us with the plagues of Egypt as before. This time that's coming up is going to be way worse than how it was in Egypt, man. And it was pretty damn bad up there in Egypt, man. Yeah. The darkness, you had the frogs, all those plagues. The firstborn was dead. The water turned to blood. Imagine now, it's going to be much worse than this time to come. The Lord said he's the avenger, he's the real avenger. Yahweh Shai, man. Coming to avenge you, our people, man. Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man.
I got something real quick.
Oh, yeah, well.
This is Revelation 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
Yeah, hey, there's gonna be no regard to burying these bodies, man. Like it says in Zephaniah, they're gonna be like dung in the streets. There ain't gonna be no burial service. There ain't gonna be no coffins for them. They're just gonna be out there. You know, like it says, the stink is gonna increase.
Yeah. This place is spiritually Egypt all over again, and Sodom and Gomorrah, man. All those wicked kingdoms all wrapped up into one. This is the wickedest kingdom that's ever lived. That's why the Lord is going to give it the worst punishment that's ever been since the world began, man. Okay?
Yeah, just like how Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed, you know, as an example of how not to rule, this place is going to be the ultimate example, you know, what not to do. Yeah.
Joel, 3rd chapter, the 19th verse. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness, and a violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land.
Yeah. Hey, although they were created as an instrument, you know, against our people, they went way over than they were supposed to. All right, you know, as a punishment. They did vile, wicked shit during captivity, during our slavery. All right, the way the conquistadors pulled up that shit was terrible. All right, you know, and the Lord, man, He sees all that, man. Yeah. And all of that is real.
Cutting the bellies of our women open, hanging them upside down, cutting their bellies open, and let the baby fall out on the ground and then stomp on the baby, man. That is cruel and unusual.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is that devil, man. He is that one. He is that perfect devil that the Lord created to come against you Israelites, okay?
Yeah.
For going off, breaking the law, statutes, and commandments. It's not in his own power that he does what he does, you know. He is the Most High sword, okay? The Most High gave him the power to do that.
Back in 2 Ezra 15 and 10, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and the punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it.
Yeah, just like the brother brought that example of, you know, the plagues that hit Egypt before, man. Those Egyptians, man, they were mourning. All right, they were lost in that darkness, man. Apparitions were plaguing them. You know, shit, they had all type of hell, you know, surrounding them all over. All right, and that same hell is going to be intensified, you know, in the next go-round. All right?
And that lets you know that that's not talking about ancient Egypt, because Egypt right now is not significant, you know. The land of Egypt right now, there's no news about what's happening in Egypt, okay? This is modern day Egypt is talking about, okay? Which is America.
Go ahead. 15:12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and the punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. That they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting hail, and with fearful constellation. Woe to the world and to them that dwell therein.
Yeah, there's going to be no coming back from this, all right? The final destruction is going to get rid of everything. There's no growing after this, all right? There is no comeback, you know, for America after this. No, it's just going to be the destruction, and it's going to be the desolate place, you know, Babylon the Great.
Just like how Sodom, you know, was never inhabited again until the very day. You know, America will never be inhabited again after this nuclear destruction. Right?
Yeah.
After that hail and great destruction.
And the scripture just speaks about in Isaiah, the only things that are going to survive here are the inhabitable animals, are the desert creatures. Aside from that, it's not going to be habitable.
Woe to the world and to them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands.
So this is the future, man. All right, you know, we're hearing about a draft, you know, coming real soon. All right, hey, there's going to be major death going on. One people fighting against another. All right, we were hearing Yahweh Shai said that was a sign, wars and rumors of war. All right, but it's also going to partake here in America as well. There's going to be all-out civil war. All right, civil unrest.
Yeah, that's not hard to believe that there will be one people fighting against another.
Because even the white man is saying it.
Yeah. Well, you got America's divided within itself.
Yeah.
So it's what happens when you have a divided country.
A house divided against itself cannot stand. Like
right.
Yeah.
You know, a divided country cannot stand; it will fall. In America, that's what's going to happen to America. They're going to fall. America's divided. All right, you have these two different classes of people, different classes of Democrat and Republican. Which we all know they're in groups. All right, but the people that support the Democratic Party, people that support the Republican Party, the left and right, they're gonna get screwed. You know.
Yeah. You got classes. You got race. This whole thing with the Sonya Massey, man, that's a big thing right now. The so-called Negroes and Latinos, they are mad about that. Okay, the Lord is finally putting the spirit on us, our people, to realize that their enemy is their enemy now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a big thing in the news right now. Everybody's realizing that this devil is exactly that. He's the devil. Okay, and they're realizing that it's not just coming from the officer, it's coming from up top. Okay, that the whole head is sick. Yeah. Everything is bad, man. So that's going to be part of that race war, man. Okay?
That's right. So that racial tension has always been there in America. You know, America was founded on that. Yep. You know, the hatred for the Negroes. You know, yep. Mainly. So that's always going to explode. And we saw that with the brothers division. We also have the racial divisions. You know, like the MAGA, the Democrats. At the end of the day, they're all working together against us, our people. Yeah. Really. You know.
Once the veil is lifted, man, these people are gonna lose it, man. They're gonna realize that these politicians are not with them.
They're not.
All right, you know, like it's saying in the next verse that they're not gonna regard, you know, their princes. All right. It's going to be all-out chaos.
And we saw a taste of that a couple years ago, January 6th. You know, all those quote-unquote patriots. Yeah. You know, they rushed the Capitol building. You know, so everybody's on edge right now. You know, Esau's on edge. He knows he's losing his country. He's losing his kingdom, his rulership. Jake is on edge because of the racial tension. You know, or maybe take an assassination. They tried to assassinate Trump. You know, it didn't work. So they may do it again. If he gets assassinated, hey, all hell may break out because of that. We don't know. All we know is we're close.
Yeah.
And one thing we know that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And
what we know. Yeah. What we know is going to happen is whoever takes office is going to reinforce that MOTV.
Oh yeah.
All right. That's a fact. All right. Whoever's in rulership is going to enforce that.
Yeah.
All right. And once people start hearing wind of that, there's going to be a bunch of pushback against it. Who knows how it's going to go down, but it's going to be a crazy ass time. All right, like it says in the scripture.
Yeah, so they have to listen to their heads. You know, Wallabear, Kamala Harris, whoever her name is, if she gets in office, you know, she has to listen to those heads, or else they're going to blow her dome off. You know? Yeah. It's like how she was out here in California locking Jake up. You know, she's going to do the same thing. Back in 2nd Esdras 15 and 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. One people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. And they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Yeah, so as soon as their rights start getting stripped away, just like the brother had mentioned what happened in January, and people are going to lose it. They're going to, instead of a protest that is peaceful, and people are going to get violent.
Yep.
All right, and this is written to happen.
And you leaders, you political leaders out there, they're going to come for you.
Yeah.
They're coming for you in your house, okay? Wherever you be, they're going to come for you, okay? Because you live fat, okay? You've stolen money that was supposed to go to the community or the people, you've taken it and you line your pockets with it, okay? You living high and fat on the hog. The people gonna come in and get you, pull you out of your house. Okay?
They showed you that in I think it was Sri Lanka, India. It's a little island off India, and you had the people going over to the president's house. Mass, everyone went to the house. Yeah. And the president had to escape through the back. You saw how lavish of a lifestyle he was living. Yeah. While they were suffering. Yeah. You know, they were swimming in his pools, sleeping on his bed. You know.
Yes. That's written in the scripture now. The hand of the wicked, I forget how it goes. I was going to get a hold of it, and that's going into Israel. You know, the wicked. Yeah.
Job chapter 20, verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Yeah, so that word for wicked, it goes back to prison. All right, going back to the working class of Israel, the wicked Israelites. All right, you know, that's you could link that with these different politicians that are going to get, you know, what? Oh yeah, you could link that with what's going to happen. All right, people are going to want answers. They're going to demand answers. All right, they're going to target these different officials.
Yeah, I think we're seeing that right now in Venezuela.
Yeah.
Everybody's rising up against the president of Venezuela down there, man. You saw that in Iran, when they brought down Saddam Hussein. They went up in his house. You saw that he had gold toilets and all that. Same thing with Andrew Gaddafi. Yeah. When they brought him down, they all rushed up in his house. You saw a glimpse of that with the C-19, with what's his name? Andy Garcia. Garcetti. Yeah, Garcetti Slot.
Yeah, people think it can't happen here in America, but it already has. And it's going to get crazier. They're only going to intensify.
And the new mayor, what's her name? Black chick, you know? They found out where she lived. Her house got robbed a while back, you know? So people know where these politicians live at, man.
You see, the leaders of today, they don't hold the integrity like Moses had. Moses said he didn't want to spend a season, you know, in Pharaoh's house, that he'd rather suffer with his own people, okay, than to spend a season in Pharaoh's house enjoying, you know, the dignities of life. You know, he had a lot of integrity, which these politicians and leaders don't have, man. They don't have any integrity about themselves, okay? They would watch you suffer, watch your children suffer, and then go home and have their servant make them a big steak dinner, okay? And they live high on the hog and sleep well at night under air conditioning, you know?
Yeah. Especially these Jake politicians, man. These so-called black politicians that get up in office, they don't do a damn thing for black people out here, man. They don't do shit.
Yeah,
they're not allowed to. Hey,
that's what I was about to say.
They answer to people just like these other politicians and these other celebrities. But, you know, they have to answer to someone.
But right. You know, they can't do major things. But little things here and there, little laws that they can pass to help take out communities. They can do stuff like that. They can block certain things, redlining, and all. They can block all that stuff if they wanted to. But they don't. You know.
I got a precept. Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2. Now it said the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Hey, once resources are low, people are going to want what the next man has. And they're not going to regard that they're the same. Hey, they're not going to regard who they're robbing. All right, they're just going to see it as their family and themselves got to be fed.
Right.
All right?
When they lose everything, when they have nothing to lose, they end up losing it.
Yeah.
That's why they're gonna go out in the streets to take out the frustration.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna take out the frustration peacefully. All right, scriptures, we're gonna read it. 2 Corinthians 15. It says they're gonna have swords in their hands. All right. That shows you that something's gonna happen. It's gonna get these people so frustrated that they're gonna take up arms against the government, You're gonna take up arms against another race, another class.
And it's not unimaginable. Just look at what the riots that happened with George Floyd. People lost it. They started looting, these different mom and pop shops, all right, these different companies. All right, all it just takes is one event, all right, to stir the people up.
Yeah. It's like going back to the LA riots, how wild Jake was back then. Jake's a little bit more tame now. Who shall rile him up? Something's gonna happen. Jake's gonna get riled up out here.
Exactly. And that was for what? For the verdict of Rodney King. Rodney King verdict. So you see what roused Jake up. Okay? The Sonya Massey thing is boiling, That thing is boiling. Every other TikTok or something, social media is her.
Yeah.
It's talking about her. It's the Lord stirring this thing up. Okay? Jake is not he's not falling for the old okie doke no more.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Jake is fed up.
No, you're right. It's not just one event anymore. There's constant footage of shit going out.
Right.
What this man is doing to our people.
Yeah.
All right, and they can't hide that shit no more because everybody has a phone. Everyone has a screen they can record from.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and hey, Jake is finally viewing that. And this is going on in the daily.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, not just the cell phone footage, but the cops.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
body cams. Yeah.
The body cam footage, that's all public access. Anybody can just go online and pull the video footage out.
Mm-hmm.
All these little incidents that happened with the cops.
Yeah.
Just recently what happened out there in Florida, I think it was like a Supreme Court judge was threatening to kill these Jake kids, man. He was on
Right.
killed these kids. He was a Supreme Court judge.
Right.
I mean, it's a supreme level up out in Florida.
So that tells you what kind of legislation she's pushing for.
Right.
Okay? The death of our people, man.
Like you said, I mean, there's levels to it.
Yep.
Police stations, got deputy gangs, got these guys at a high level that are quote-unquote white supremacist gangs in the police system, man. Especially out here in LA, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
So this shit goes up the ladder, man, how people feel about us as a people.
Yeah, the sheriff over here in LA, they have deputy gangs.
Oh yeah. They caught the one cop had the big Jake in handcuffs. He's already handcuffed and he said something and the white cop just punched him in the face while he's handcuffed, That kind of stuff, man. Okay? Show you their hatred toward us.
There's only so much that Jake's gonna take to and then end up the Lord putting the spirit on him and lose it, man.
Yeah.
And that day it would be good to have a badge.
Right. They know where y'all live too.
Yeah.
They know where they have their little community, but they know where that community is, okay? And you going against 1,000 ain't gonna be, your little 12 bullets you got, that ain't gonna do nothing, man. You're gonna be minced meat, okay? Because the Lord is gonna put the spirit on the people to come after you, man.
Yeah.
Because it's the end. These things are supposed to happen. It's written, okay? One people shall fight against another. Why? Why are one people fighting against another? What did that other people do to this people to make them want to fight as a people? Not one-on-one, but a whole people, okay, getting together like they do, okay? Like they used to do back in the day when they get their lynch mob, okay? They go, hey, tonight we're going around there and we're going to get old Johnny from around there. We're going to take him and get him in the white oak tree over there, okay? They all got together.
All got together. The whole town used to call them sundown towns, man.
Yep.
It wasn't just in the South. They're all over the place.
Yep.
The whole communities get together. Oh, if you see this nigger around here, we're gonna lynch him, man. That's where the whole be home before the street lights came on. That's where that originates from, in sundown towns.
And it's still, like the brother said, it's still happening today. You got towns you can't be in after sundown, okay? They still exist. Why do they still exist? Because the government let them exist. Okay, if they were doing what they do, what they say the town do, and if somebody goes to there and get caught and got caught up, how come the government is not investigating and bringing that town, okay, to justice? They're not going to do that because it's the government that's involved in it, man. They're the one that lets it keep going.
Yeah.
Okay?
We got whole websites that pinpoint each sundown town. So they can't say they don't know about him.
That was that movie, The Green Book, right? The Green Book was about sundown towns. He had this book whereas he could read and see what town he could stop in, what town he couldn't stop in. Okay. It's like, it's maddening or what's the, I can't think of the word, but it's a system that's in place, okay, that to a regular minded person would be like, how could you let this go on? Okay, you say you are a civilized country, you're civilized, but yet barbaric things go on here. Barbaric. Okay? And the government is barbaric. They let it go on. They sanction it. Okay? These guys can get away with anything that just walk by the camera. Okay? They can get away with anything. Alright? And unless you got them on camera, okay? And then sometimes that's not enough.
Yeah. You know, it's like the tunnels that happened in New York.
Right.
No one said anything about that.
Nothing.
Yeah.
But soon as Jake do something, then all this will uprise. Oh, we got to put them in their place. You know, this can't happen. This is a civilized place. Okay? But yet they're allowed to do devilment 24/7. Okay? It gets swept under the rug. All right? The Catholic priests, they could do anything to your children. Okay? And it gets swept under the rug like it's nothing.
Yeah. They just move them to another parish, another church, you know? No, you don't even hear about it no more. They don't even really talk about that stuff. It ain't big like it once was, you know? All these priests out here, man. They just swept it under the rug. Hey, but hey, like the scripture says, you know, the Lord said, suffer patiently the wrath that is coming upon you from the Most High, man. That's part of the wrath. The Most High, sundown towns, that's part of the wrath. These unjust court systems, that's part of the wrath.
Yep.
We have Shy, man. We have to go with these devils for the one of all things. We have no power in our might. But hey, you gotta suffer that, man. The reason why it was to suffer patiently wrath.
Yep.
Right? 2/3 of our people don't understand.
But after that suffering though, the Lord said He was going to avenge us.
Yep.
Okay, on them damn devils, man.
Ready.
Okay, y'all did it to us. Yeah, the Lord allowed you to do it, but there's going to be consequences and repercussion for that. Believe me. All right, you're going to get punished for that.
Zechariah 9:13. When I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece, and made thee as a sword of a mighty man. And the Lord shall be seen over them, and his arrow shall go forth as the lightning, and the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai shall blow the trumpet, and shall go with whirlwinds of the south. Right, when the Lord raising up the southern kingdom, the head tribe being Judah, and raising up the northern kingdom, the head tribe being Ephraim. Okay? Against thy sons, O Greece, which are you Edomites, man. Alright, that indicates what? A race war, man. It's gonna be Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and gonna put the spirit on Jacob, you know, Esau, man. And they're gonna clash, they're gonna go hands on it. Okay?
Yeah, because the devils has that hatred, man, that follows everyone. All right, you know, against our people. All right, you know, and hey, there's going to be an all-out, you know, fight, like the brother saying. All right, against these different nations, more importantly, Esau. Bro. All right, the patriotic Edomites.
Real quick, just going back into how, you know, Jacob, the northern kingdom, the southern kingdom come together these last days. Obadiah, verse 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau a stubble. They shall kindle them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining in the house of Esau. The Lord has spoken.
And that's going to be the final judgment on you devils. All right? There's going to be a day in the kingdom where we gather you up, and we burn you in a pit. All right? You aren't going to exist as a nation no more. going to be no Edomites, after the 1,000 years. All right? You're just going to be a story, an afterthought that we tell our kids.
Or that vengeance, man.
Yeah.
It's a righteous thing to recompense tribulation of them that trouble you. Right? Back in 2 Ezra 15, 16. There shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able.
And yeah, you won't be able to travel as freely as you can right now. There's going to be certain checkpoints, certain cities that you can't enter. All right, everything is going to be restricted. All right.
For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Yeah, hey, the cities are going to have it the worst. All right, this is where a major population is at. All right, this is where judgment is going to be executed quickly as well. All right, once all hell breaks loose, people are going to lose their shit.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Yeah, because of the lack of bread and all the hell that's happening, hey, people are going to, rob and spoil one another. All right, they're not going to care who it is. All right, you're cool with your neighbor right now, hey, that's not going to last. All right, it speaks about how because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. In those days, people aren't going to, give a fuck who you are. All right, oh, you watched over my kid, this or that. No. All right, hey, they're going to look after themselves and their kids, all right? Some of them might even eat their kids. It speaks about how that's going to come back.
Said man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. All right, so you think you're cool with your neighbor now, you say hello to him, whatever, on your way out, but he's not going to have any pity upon you. You're not going to have any pity upon him, man. It's for the lack of bread, for the destruction, You're going to be looking after your family, your kids. It's going to be all out bad. But verse 20, behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to themselves one against another, to repay the things that they have done to them, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen. So will I do also, and recompense in their bosom. Thus saith the Lord Power, my right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth.
Hey, yeah, Yahushua is coming to turn up the heat, man. All right, especially to you, those of you who did evil unto our people on this side. All right, hey, the Lord is coming to rain that vengeance. All right,
and to our people.
Yeah,
you said, my right hand shall not spare the sinners.
Yeah, and that you could link that with Ezekiel 9. You can get that next as well. All right, how our people they're going to be executed. All right, because of they refuse to turn back. All right.
My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. The fire is gone forth from his wrath, and hath consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners, like the straw that is kindled. Woe unto them that sin, and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord.
Yeah, here you have all the time in the world. You have all the time in the world to repent right now, but you refuse. It speaks about in Proverbs how the Lord, man, He's sending out His prophets. He's extending that hand, and those of you wicked Israelites refuse. All right. Can you give me that precept in Amos 9 and I believe it's 10 or 9? Yeah, and after that we'll get Ezekiel. It's the first right after since we supplies real PC.
Yeah, it says, while looking at that precept, it says, woe unto them that sin and keep not my commandments, A lot of this destruction is for 2/3 of our
Yeah.
people, man. They refuse to come back to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, like the brother was saying. The prophets have been out here since what, 2008, 2007, spread across the globe, really since the 70s.
Yeah, even before that, our apostles, our elders. All right. Can you give me that in Amos 9?
Amos 9 and 10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
And that's the mindset of the wicked of our people. They believe since everything's been good, they haven't been judged, that it's not going to happen. Hey, but the Lord is coming to execute that judgment. And we just read about that thermonuclear. All right, He's saving these souls. All right, to witness all the hell that's going to happen before that, just to be burnt up by the missiles. All right, that's a fearful thought. Yeah, that was it. Go back. Oh yeah, give me that Ezekiel as well.
Ezekiel 9 and 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Now in every scripture where it says in Daniel and Jeremiah and Isaiah, where it speaks about that day, how it's great, so that none is like it. It always speaks about destruction, but it also speaks about a people being saved out of it, a remnant. All right, and Ezekiel 9 goes into that remnant. All right, that word for mark in the Hebrew is tawat. All right, meaning those who are going to be exempt from the coming judgments, these different perils that are coming.
And to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him to the city, smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity.
Now this is for the others. All right, Zechariah speaks about 2/3. All right, in this land, America, Babylon the Great. All right, 2/3 of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, they're gonna witness judgment. Like it's gonna say right here, have no pity.
Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary.
Yeah, it all begins in His sanctuary, like it says in I think Peter's. Our judgment must first begin in the house of the Most High. All right, that's where it's gonna start. All right, amongst us Israelites. All right, and it speaks about how the Lord, He's not gonna regard who it is. Children, women, handmaiden. Yeah. All right,
old and young.
Yeah, God, not a respect of persons, old and young. It doesn't matter, because the Lord, He views it all. What you did in this current life, what you did in your past, He knows you in an intimate way. All right?
Yeah, spirit don't change, man. Mm-hmm. Whether you're a young man, old man, or even an infant baby.
Yeah.
It's still that same spirit.
It speaks about how the spirit of the prophets are subject unto the prophets. All right, same with the wicked Israelites, man. The same wicked Israelites back then are coming back in their law.
Then they began the ancient men which were for the house.
And like I said, it's going to begin with those of you, especially who know your Jake. All right, those of you who are privy to this truth. All right, and are doing it just for wicked gain. All right, you guys are going to have it the worst. It speaks about in the book of Luke, the servant who knew he's going to be beaten up with more stripes. He's going to catch more of that hell.
Yeah, the ones that put down the plow.
Yeah.
The ones that broke your vow to Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Yeah. The ones that know the truth but are teaching another name, that are teaching other doctrines. All right, those of you, you can't just repent at the very last minute, all right, and expect salvation. Man, you're going to have to answer for every wicked deed that you committed. All right, you led a lot of people to you're going to lead a lot of people to their destruction.
A lot of people think they can play the Lord.
No.
I got a quick one right quick, kind of going back just a little.
Yeah.
All right, but talking about all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. It says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Like the brother said earlier, you can't pull a fast one on the Lord. All right, He sees everything that you did, every sin that you committed. You're not getting away with it. Just because you're not being judged right now, doesn't mean that in the future you're not going to witness, or you're not going to go through it.
Yeah, like, you read that again? Because the judgment doesn't come quickly.
Yeah.
You know, our people think they've gotten away with something. These other nations think they've gotten away with it. You know, said, just let us come, cut them off from being a nation. You know, they fuck this up, do us in slavery. But because the Lord ain't done nothing, you know, they think they're good. They think the Lord is on their side. You know?
Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
It wasn't executed speedily. You know? We're still under these devil's hands, man.
Yeah.
Our people are still out here worshiping other gods.
Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times and his days be prolonged, yet surely know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before Him. You fearing the Lord, you're going to be good, because you're not trying to sin. Okay, add sin upon sin. You're not trying to do that. When you sin, you repent of your sin and are very sorrowful. Okay, you're not like the Israelite of old that when they purchased the dove, okay, the sacrifice before they even do the sin. Okay, premeditated sin.
It speaks about that in the book of Peter's, how not to use your cloak as an event, as an occasion, you know, of the flesh.
Yeah.
All right, roughly paraphrasing. All right, don't use His grace as a liberty to do whatever the hell you want. All right, because hey, the Lord's sacrifice, man, you know, He's not gonna come down here and do that again. That's pretty much you making you're making a mockery of that sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what the Christian church says. They say that it's a grace period. We're in grace so we can do whatever we want. No, it's not true, man.
Yeah.
It's a time period to get it right, you know? We're supposed to rehearse the righteous acts. This is a time where we're rehearsing the righteous acts, man.
Exactly.
In this grace period. Come, go back to 2 Ezra 15 and 24. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power, defile not my sanctuary. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction.
Yeah, the Lord is keeping, His eyes are, it says, 10 times brighter than the sun.
Yeah.
10,000 times brighter than the sun. You know, He sees, He sees all the evil and the good that's being done. All right, especially our people. All right, you know, us being so close to the Most High. And you're gonna have to answer to all that. All right, the wicked Israelites that continue to sin.
Only God can judge me.
Hey, that's a bold statement right there.
Yeah,
you don't want the Lord, man. You don't want to receive that. It's a fearful thing to fall to the hands of the heavenly power. All right, the one who created you, the one that knows you. All right, what makes you tick? You know, what you fear the most, what you love the most.
He gave you the fear.
Yeah. That's a bold statement.
Verse 27. And now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join the battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Syrians. That's basically talking about the Middle East, man, that World War III, man. Carmanians is just another name for Iran, the Persians.
Yeah,
Elamites. They're going to join hand in hand with Ishmael. Like it says, Ishmael, you know, it known to be wild as nature, man.
Yeah, it says it's a wild man.
Yeah. Strap a damn bomb to his chest, say Allah Akbar,
Blow himself up.
blow himself up to blow up other people. You know, that's wild there.
Wild boar, man.
And then it mentions the Carmanians, Persians. So you know, trapping like a wild boar. What happens when you trap? You put a wild boar in the corner. What happens? That boar goes berserk, man. If you notice there's a lot of tension, especially right now, between America, Israel, and Iran. Okay? If you pay attention to American military bases around the world, a lot of it is surrounding Iran. Because that's the last nation that they want to invade. Watch that little talk that Aaron Russo had with Nick Rockefeller. Y'all saw that, how he mentioned that they want to take Libya, Syria, and he mentioned Iran. And that's the nation that they want to get. Alright? What's going to happen when that happens? What's going to happen? When the least of the flock shall draw America out and get them to invade and attack Iran. You're going to have Russia. Russia's going to step in. Be a big guard and a big brother to Iran. And this niche, you saw an example of that with Syria. The West wanted to take Assad out, and they couldn't do it because of Russia. Russia stepped in and backed them up. Alright? So what do you think is going to happen when they try to invade Iran? To take over Iran? Alright? Russia's going to step in there. Alright, it's going to cause World War III right there and then. You already had, Hamas leader, he just got assassinated in Iran.
Yep.
Through a bomb, or first they said it was through a strike, and then Russia, how they condemned the strike, and everyone knows that Israel and the United States are probably involved. You know, but now they're saying that that he had Iran some of the men that put the bomb in the room that he was staying. Alright? But the point is, tensions are very high. But tensions can only be so high for so long until conflict is involved.
Right.
And that's what's getting ready to happen. Conflicts will come out of all this. Alright? Wars will come out of all this. Nuclear war is going to come out of all this, man. Where not only you're gonna have, you're gonna have Russia, which is the chief head, but you're gonna have Iran, you're gonna have China, all nations that bend the bow, destroy America, man.
Yeah.
That's what when it goes back to a portion of the Assyrians. Assyria, and that represents America, man. All right.
Nations, first, the NATO, China, India, Russia, they all got that nuclear capability. That's why they're not really quick to go into it right now. But hey, it's slowly building up, man. Mainly because all the elect hasn't been woken. It's all about the elect, The angels are holding back that destruction until the elect is woken up. Then angels are going to work on them to get to really get it popping off, man.
Yeah, it says you shall make war with the beast. Beast being NATO. That's why you have nations like Greece. You have nations like Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, all making alliance with each other, man. Because they know in order to go to war with the beast, they have to join an alliance. Russia can't go to war with NATO on its own. They need an alliance with China, North Korea, Iran, and that's what they're seeing. That's what America's seeing. I've seen on Real News No Bullshit, there was a general that went in the House speaking how concerned they should be. This is right before they passed the, I believe it was $51 billion budget on defense, and they were going into how they were basically speaking on how America's not ready to handle Russia, China, North Korea, Iran all at once. They're not ready for war conflict. Speak how China's preparing Biden trying to withdraw from really going into Ukraine.
Yeah.
All right, he said that, hey, you know that once America and Russia comes, that's World War III.
Yeah.
Right? That's why they're so hesitant to do certain things when it involves Russia. Okay?
Yeah, because that's going to be the war to end all this, alright? Alright, once Russia kicks in, man, you know, that's it. Alright, after Russia, man, they're not going to be the next superpower. Alright, it's going to be Yahushua. Alright, when he comes down, alright? You know, fuck whatever false doctrine that is out there.
Yeah, you know, just waiting on that loose the plot to draw them out. Waiting for America to invade Iran, you know. And that's really what's going to be kicking it off. No matter how many of these leaders that Assad is killing, because Israel's been killing a lot of them Iranian scientists going back years, man. They always talk about how they're going to vow revenge. They ain't going to do nothing until at least the flock draws them out, man. Until the elect has been woken up. That's why it's important to come out here and do this work, man. And we're almost there.
When it's time, they're gonna be a wild boar, man. They're gonna go berserk.
We're gonna go berserk
on a fucking
with
small hats, man. You don't know that not just Elam's wild nature, but Elam's nature, but you're gonna learn Ishmael's nature as well. You know, because Elam they support them Palestinians, man.
Yeah.
They back the Palestinians. They don't like what you are doing to them, man.
Yeah, all of this is like continuously blowing air into a balloon, okay, that has its max amount of air that can be blown into it before it busts, okay, and that's what's happening. The air is being blown into the balloon with destruction, okay, and pretty soon it's going to max out, and there's nothing nobody can do about it. Okay, it's gonna bust.
Right, just like back what the brother said, it's verse 31. And then shall the dragon have the upper hand, remembering their nature. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, then shall these be troubled. Keep silence, the power shall flee. The point is, they're going to remember their nature. Being that wild boar. We're gonna go crazy out here, man.
That was good. Let's just continue on. You get that Matthew 24, starting 4. Let's talk about the signs.
Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, I am anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Yeah, so these are all signs, that are coming to tell us that this is the end. We're nearing the end. All right, we're hearing all these wars and these rumors of wars. All right, and the Lord said, let not be deceived. These things must come to pass. All right, we understand that, through all that's going to go down, that this has to happen. For our kingdom to come. Alright?
But the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilences, earthquakes, in diverse places.
We just read about that in Ezra. There's going to be people against another people. Alright? Famine, destruction, death, pestilence. All that is coming.
Yeah.
Alright?
Earthquakes. I mean, we just had an earthquake
Yep,
out here a couple days ago, man. Was out there in Barstow or something like that. Felt it all the way out here in the valley, man. And that was just one. I mean, there's earthquakes in diverse places. You can pull up earthquake maps, different earthquakes that take place all around the world, all times, man. Some earthquake going on, man. As well as pestilences, man. I believe they recalled some stuff. There's always a recall going on.
Yeah.
Some a virus, some disease get caught up in these foods now.
I like Fiji water. I forgot what.
Listeria.
Listeria, yeah. That's just the latest one. I mean, I was at the grocery store the other day, and a recall notice came up on my receipt. They printed out a recall of all the things I was recalling on my receipt. I'd never seen anything like that before, man. And I actually had an item, it was some bread that I bought. They say, yeah, return that and get your refund.
That's famine right there. Okay? You got food, you can't eat it. So what's the use of food if you can't eat it?
Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows.
Yeah, these are the beginning of sorrows, man. Hey, there's no coming back after this. All right, it's all downhill for you Americans, from this. All right, really, it's already started, but it's gonna only get intensified way more. All right.
Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
And yeah, that's it. Yeah, there's gonna be affliction on His people. All right, persecution. All right, those of us who are doing the right thing, people are gonna hate us. All right, deliver us to these different councils and these different judges. All right, but the Lord is still gonna be with us. All right, and they're gonna be able to behead some of us because we're not gonna take that MOTB, what's written of in Revelation 13. All right, but hey, this speaks about how we're gonna stand firm in this thing. All right, even if our life has to go, we're gonna do what's right with the Al-Bashir. All right.
Yeah, it's like what I said in Revelation. John saw the souls of them that were beheaded. For the ones that actually believed in Yahushua, they believed on that name. But the Apocrypha talks about how there'll be like madmen sparing none.
Yeah.
That those that have the zeal for the Lord. So you got those that are 2/3 that are in the church that believe they don't have the truth. They're also going to get caught up in this, man.
Yeah. It's crazy. Can you give me that in 2nd Ezra 16 starting at 18?
2nd Ezra 16 and 18, beginning of sorrows and great mournings, beginning of famine and great death.
So like we just read in Matthew, man, it's all the beginning of sorrows. All right, mourning, famine, and death. This is what's coming.
Beginning of sorrows and great mournings, beginning of famine and great death, beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?
Yeah, and this the prophet Ezra was asking what he shall do, because it just seems like everything. Before that, he saw a vision, everything being destroyed. It was a hard thing to witness. How are we going to get delivered out of that? And the Lord is going to deliver us with the chariots. All right.
Right. Verse above it, you said, "Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days?"
Yep.
And he was going to be caught up in this, man.
Yeah.
He's going to have to deal with it. Reincarnation. So there's no, what do the Christians say, tribulation period. Or what do they call it? Are they going to be beamed up?
Yeah.
Raptured up? The rapture?
Well, there's going to be a period we are tested, but we're not going to escape, everything that's going on. All right, we're going to be out here witnessing, what's going to happen.
Right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
We need to have stories for our children. Keep them.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
We have stories for the brothers. Hey, man, this what I went through. This how the Lord delivered me.
Yeah. Because it speaks about in Revelation, the 2nd chapter, how they're going to cast some of us into prison. All right, and we're going to be tried, for those 10 days.
Yeah,
all right.
The stories that's going to be written.
Yeah.
Of what the elect went through. And you're going to have the elect that's going to be able to,
Share. Expound on it?
Yeah, expound.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because every brother is going to have the story, man. It's going to be, what's going to happen is going to be a time like no other. All right, and the Lord is going to, we're going to know who the Lord is going to be with in those times. It speaks about this in this chapter. Then shall it be known who are the Lord's men.
Yeah. Why? Because certain men are going to be married.
Yeah.
Others men are going to protect him and laugh, but others doing it.
You got to think about that. That's an insane period.
Yeah.
All right, where people can't, find what to eat. People can't find, a safe environment. And you got men, happy.
Happy, live, and vibrant. Look like they had food. They ate food a couple hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You just ate. What?
Plentiful.
Yeah, because not eating is going to change a lot of these people. Man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Your facial structure, you're going to lose a lot of weight. You can become more weak.
You're going to become more angry, more violent. back in the day.
You're not you when you're hungry.
You're not you when you're hungry.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they're gonna be foreign troops invading this land. Your cortisol levels, man, your stress is gonna rise up, man.
Shit.
All right. You're gonna bug the hell out because you're not gonna know where to go, where to take refuge. Because hey, us men, we're gonna have Lord's will to the end. We're gonna have the Lord. All right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua guiding us. All right, taking care of us, providing for us. All right.
Yeah. Psalms 23 gonna be fully in effect.
Yeah.
Okay. Give us this day our daily bread. Lead us not in temptation.
Yep.
Okay. We walking through the valley of the shadow of death, but not fear no evil. He leadeth me beside the still waters. Okay, that's gonna come into effect, man. All right. That's basically a future prophecy.
That's beautiful, yeah.
Beautiful, man.
When all hell is let loose, you're gonna have the only safeguard, the only refuge.
Yeah.
All right, that can keep you safe.
People are gonna be so hungry. They're gonna commit cannibalism.
Yeah.
Which that is gonna change how you are as a person.
Oh, yeah.
That taste human meat. That's gonna change you.
Yeah.
You know? It's gonna change your mental state.
Right.
It's gonna change your body. Then you're gonna hands start gonna shake. You know? I don't know if that's true that
Get the shake.
Probably.
the book of Eli, they would tell they were cannibal because they shook hands.
They probably have certain habits too. Yeah, that's insane.
That's gonna show how starving you're gonna be in order to want to eat somebody.
That's talking about you Jakes, okay? So these other nations, it ain't gonna be hard for them to do that, okay? You got some of them actually really doing that right now.
Yeah, some of them are doing it. I remember I was on YouTube just seeing a video of like Ammon, man, with rats and all that shit. Prepping that shit like it's natural. They do the same with dogs, you know, that's a stigma that sticks on them. Alright, these other nations can do that because like they're separate from us, alright?
Yeah.
Shit.
They got in there some of these like the Asians in their market. They got smoked dogs hanging up, you know. Oh, give me that one right here, you know. And they showed how they had some big old rats like this.
Yeah.
The guy was just feeding them, okay. And they saying that's what you've been fed. You were being fed in these Chinese markets, in these Chinese restaurants, instead of chicken. Okay, you never see a chicken bone up in there. It's all cut up.
That's why Jake who eats that shit heavily, they get these diseases. Man.
Yeah.
Because that shit, the other nations can do that, man. The Lord is not dealing with them, all right?
Right.
All right. We, however, man, we've been given the law,
Yeah.
all right, for a reason. Can you continue that in Ezra?
19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
Yeah, this is as a punishment for, again, the sinners of his people. All right, 2/3 of the people over here. All right, for refusing to listen, man. You know this is going to serve as the ultimate punishment. Famine, death, pestilence, leading up to that final plague, the destruction.
But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. The old victual shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Yeah, all this is creeping up, man. People think they're in good case, all right, because everything is so cheap. All right, but soon the Lord is gonna, can you give me that in Thessalonians where it speaks about when they shall say peace and safety? 1 Thessalonians 5, I believe. Anyways, brother.
But yeah, it says, behold, famine, plague, tribulation, and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Change you jakes. But for all these things they shall not turn from the wickedness. So that's why the Lord has to destroy you, man. it don't matter. The Lord said all these plagues upon you, you still won't turn. You still won't recognize your evil ways, man.
Yeah.
Come back to Yahweh. You see, nobody's out here, man.
1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Yeah. Hey, those of you Israelites, I think everything is all good. All right, that nothing is going to happen. When you least expect it, that's when the Lord is going to bring that sudden destruction. All right, He's going to throw a whirlwind at you. All right, when you're least expecting it.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's gonna shake a lot of you up, man. A lot of you are gonna. It's gonna be insane.
Hey, all these warnings been going out for decades now. The warning's been going out for decades. At some point, you know, the warning's going to stop. Okay, the fishing going to stop, and then the hunting is going to begin. Okay, a story, a book don't go on forever. You don't go into a movie theater and go in there and then you take the things that you need for the rest of your life up in there because you're never coming out. At some point that movie ends. Okay? It goes from the beginning to the middle to the end. Okay? Nothing is different about this movie we're in right now. Okay? At some point it's coming to an end.
Yeah.
Alright? We're at the ending now. You can see the climax. Okay? The peak of the story is going to its climax right now. Okay? These things will come to pass as written in the scriptures. Alright? We're here to warn you of them, and you're supposed to take heed to that warning. You don't take heed to the warning, then when the sudden destruction comes, you're going to be wanting to see and hear that warning again. Okay? You're going to want to know where the prophets of the Lord are. Okay? You're going to want some relief. But the Lord said, when I called, you didn't answer. When I stretched out my hand, you smacked my hand away from you. So now you're going to have to just deal with it. It's coming. Everything we're saying is going to come.
Back in 2 Ezra 16:22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
Yeah. So imagine that, escaping famine, all right, just to be destroyed by the sword. All right. Hey, you can't escape the wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. It speaks about how there's no escape. All right, for the wicked.
And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down.
Yeah, so just like how it says again in Zephaniah, how they shall be like dung in the street. Nobody's going to regard, these bodies. They're just going to lay there. All right, for their, the stink. All right, so it's just going to come out. Nobody's going to bury it.
There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. A good example of that is that movie, those post-apocalyptic movies where like the weeds and the stuff grow.
Like an I Am Legend?
I Am Legend, Like the streets, weeds and plants, no one's there to till the land. Landscapers,
That got fast, man.
Yeah.
Give it a good murk. Oh yeah, weeds and stuff on.
And that movie got to the point where like the wild animals, they were in the cities. You had different deers and all that. Hey, then all that is coming too. All right, you got all these different zoos out here, man. Let's believe it. Expect the animals to escape out of that.
Yeah, you saw that during the pandemic.
Yeah.
During lockdowns. A lot of those mountain lions would come out, bears. Throwing all these cars, throwing all these noises out in the streets. A lot of that wildlife came out from the mountains, coming down. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men.
Yeah, it's gonna be It's gonna be completely empty. It's gonna be nobody taking care of the trees, the wildlife. All right, picking all this fruit. All right, ready for harvest. All right, there's gonna be none of that.
So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. But the city, for of the city there shall be left 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. As in the orchard of olives upon every tree, there are left 3 or 4 olives. Or as when the vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so, in those days, there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword.
Yeah, and after you drove this one. Yeah, after all this, there's gonna be mass death, man. There's not gonna be a lot of people left on these cities, this earth. All right, you know, it speaks about one is gonna desire to see another, but not be able to. They see, meaning that there's not gonna be a lot left. All right, a lot of people are gonna die before it all happens.
And the earth shall be laid waste, the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel therethrough. The virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms, and the woman shall mourn, having no husbands.
You know, why is that? Because we spoke about earlier about that draft. All right, hey, World War III is coming. All right, they're gonna desire to send out people, as much people as they can. All right, and a lot of you, like it says, bridegrooms, they're gonna die out there in the war. All right, they're gonna meet their judgment over there.
Virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. Women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine.
There you go. All right, yeah, there's gonna be a lack of men in those days. All right, you women are gonna catch a lot of help. All right, there's gonna be a lot of men that are gonna be destroyed.
Drafted, you know, fight these different wars. When America was invaded, you know, as well as the men that gotta have to fight them, and the women that aren't gonna have any men around. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake.
Hey, it's time to repent right now. All right, hey, the Lord is extending His hand. All right, before all this judgment comes to pass, man, repent and get yourself right with the Lord. Turn to Him.
Yeah. The Lord is the only one that can deliver you out of the things that's going to come. I can't stress that enough.
Yeah.
These things that we're speaking of, what do you think we are here? Okay, we're coming in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, which is the spirit of prophecy, man. All right, we're coming to tell you before it happens, and warn you, okay, so you can get yourself right with Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, so you don't have to go through this destruction. This is the Most High. This is His finale. Okay, this is His big act at the end. Okay, to show His power and His glory. Okay. So don't get it twisted as if you're going to be able to save yourself out of this by your works or you being I'm a good person. Lord don't care about that. He remember your last lives. He remember things, the things that you think you don't remember. Okay? The things you do in secret. Okay? He remember and knows all of that.
Yeah, it's all about getting right with the Lord, man, because He's the one bringing you all this. He's the only one that can deliver you out of it. You continue on.
Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not at a moment.
Yeah, like those pains, you know, when someone is pregnant, a woman is pregnant. All right, she's feeling those pains. So is that boy. All right, everything is just further intensifying more and more. Each day that we continue in this place. All right, it's going to lead up to that destruction.
Yeah, labor pains.
Yeah.
And as the labor gets closer, the time for the baby to come, the labor pains get closer, till that baby pops out.
Till the baby pops out.
And that baby popping out is going to be Yahushua showing up.
Yeah. This place being destroyed and Yahushua showing up.
Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side.
All right, yeah, so there's going to be no salvation for your people, all right, or the wicked people. All right, all these perils are just going to come in more and more. All right, so you're not going to know where to turn to or who to turn to. All right.
O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
Okay, so the Lord is pretty much telling us to be like pilgrims upon the earth. All right, some of us brothers, man, hey, we're not going to stay at a spot for too long.
Right.
All right, like the brother was mentioning earlier, there's going to be wild shit going on, people that are cannibals and all this type of madness. All right, that's why the Lord is also going to give us a cold spirit. In those days, you can't just trust anybody. All right, because anybody in that day isn't gonna look out for your well-being.
Don't trust anybody now.
Yeah, don't trust anybody now. Everybody has their own intentions.
You don't become attached to things.
Yeah.
Your house, your bed, your car. Eating 3 meals a day. Don't get attached to that. Okay. Be ready to be made uncomfortable. Okay? Find solace in that, being uncomfortable. Knowing how to take being uncomfortable, okay? Like it's just another day. That's what you better look at it as. Okay? Because the scripture says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't try to rest up over here because you see other people resting. This is not our rest. We're going to get our rest. And our rest is going to be an eternal rest, man. Okay, we're going to be able to enjoy this life. We're going to be able to enjoy our life, our children's life. Okay, enjoy having servants. Okay, enjoy owning something. You'll be able to own your house. This brother going to be able to own his own planet. Okay, that's how it's going to be. Nobody's going to be able to take it away from you. But this is not the time.
People right now, they're all been on alert because there's been a lot of robberies, break-ins into their own house. In the kingdom of heaven, you're not gonna have to worry about that shit.
Right.
Leave the door open.
Exactly.
Eternity.
There's not gonna be a thought either. But you can't do that now. You can't do that here. Okay? What's coming is neighbors shall fight against neighbors with swords in their hand.
He that selleth, let him be as if he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein.
That's it. Yeah, there's going to be buying and selling that shit, man. It's going back to party. All right? People are going to lack resources, and that's how people are going to trade. Okay? Brother, give me that in Jeremiah 13:6.
Jeremiah 13:6. Ask ye now and see whether a man do travail with child.
Oh, so like, is that one?
Yeah, you can start there.
Yeah.
Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and as all faces are turned into paleness.
Yeah, so that's the amount of terror these people are going to be in. All right, like a woman that travails with child. It speaks about like with their hands with their loins. And people are going to have it the worst. It speaks about Zephaniah, how even the mighty men, they're going to cry bitterly. Well, that's what's coming.
Have you ever been in a woman when in the room when she's giving birth?
She's yelling.
She's yelling, but even after the pain has subsided and she's in the middle of it without the contraction, she's just in the middle where another contraction is about to come, her face is still like perplexed because she know it's coming. She know that that next labor pain is coming.
There's no escaping it.
There's no escaping it.
Yeah.
Okay.
These doctors have like these different medicines to numb it, but it doesn't numb it entirely.
Right.
They still have to go through it.
Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble.
Yeah, and that's who it's mainly for. All right, Jacob, the people who are the 2/3 of this sign. All right, the wicked of the people of the sign. It's the day of Jacob's trouble. All right, and it's going to be all out. We just read a few. It was famine, death, pestilence, destruction, invasion. All this shit is happening. It's going to happen.
You got precept?
Oh, go ahead.
You done with that?
It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Yeah, and even then, it speaks about a remnant being saved. All right, the Lord, he left a few to be saved out of it. The 144,000 of the 1/3.
Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now, like Creator, the days of thy youth. Remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not.
Hey, gone while the evil days come not. All right, in your youth, man. While you've heard of it. While there's still time to get right with the Lord. All right, no putting it off. All right, for the next day. No, once you hear it, that's when it should click with you. Understand that. Hey, right now is the time to get right. But the Lord is coming to bring great judgment on this place. All right.
Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light, or the moon or the stars be not darkened, or the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened.
Yeah, we're seeing part of that happen. The keepers of the house trembling with these different economists already know that this place is already through. It's at its end. There's no coming back from all the debt. All right, and it speaks about how the strong men, they're gonna bow. All right, the ones who you think is strong, man, they're not gonna last. All right, the ones who think you have that mental fortitude, we just spoke about how it's a time like no other in Jeremiah. All right, passing the captivity we went through in Egypt. All right, these different kingdoms that we were captive in. All right, Greek, Rome. All right, back in America again. All right, it's gonna encompass all that shit that happened to us as a people. All right, leading to Jacob's trouble.
The doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Yeah, we're seeing that grinding, man, it's slowing down. It's going to get to a point where people can't, go to their jobs. It's going to get to a point where people are going to riot, and lose it over that. All right? Is that it?
Yeah.
That was in Jeremiah, right? Can you give me that in Zephaniah? The day of the Lord? Zephaniah.
9, 1 to 14. The great day of the Lord is near, and haste greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty men shall cry there bitterly.
Hey, like we quoted earlier, man, this is a scripture where the mighty men are going to cry there bitterly in the day of the Lord. All right? Where there's going
Right.
And there's going to be no shelter if the Lord is not with you. All right? You're going to be lost and confused of where to turn to.
The great day of the Lord is near, and haste greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty men shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble, a day of distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness.
Yeah, all this destruction that's going to come, it's leading up to that thermonuclear destruction. All right, that's why it speaks about it being a day of darkness. All right.
A day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord. And their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung.
Again, the Lord is not going to spare any of his wrath. All right, those who do wicked, you're going to go out not knowing where to turn to, confused. All right, in that state.
Yeah, and it says, because they have sinned against the Lord, man. So all that destruction is really for you Jakes, man.
Yeah.
2/3 of our people, man.
That's really who it's mainly for. All right? That's why it's entitled Jacob's Trouble in the scriptures.
It says, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land.
Yeah, and the Lord is going to make a speedy riddance on this place. All right, and it speaks about how neither your gold or silver is going to be able to deliver you. That's how you know it's going to be the Lord who needs to come in with that divine intervention. All right?
Yeah, this is Daniel 12 and 1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up. Okay, we're talking about the same time this brother's talking about. Okay? It says, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble.
Yeah.
About Jacob's trouble.
Jacob's trouble.
Okay? Such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
No, again, saying with the book of Jeremiah, it's a time like no other. Everything that happened previously is not going to compare to what's going to come next. Because in Daniel 12, it speaks about the Lord and the Archangel Michael visiting this place, coming, intervening for their people.
It says, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. Okay?
You have the elect, book of life. The ones that are actually going to remember the Creator in the days of life, man. The ones that are actually going to come back to Yahweh Shem Yahushai the last times, man. The 7,000 that never bowed down to Baal, man. The ones that the Most High had in reserve since the creation, man. I got one real quick. Psalms 20 and 1. Lord, hear thee in the day of trouble. The name of the power of Jacob, defend thee. So yeah, that's how you remember the day. That's how you remember the Creator. That's how you remember his name. That's what's going to get you through this time of trouble. It's great. This time of Jacob's trouble. This time of thick clouds and darkness and gloominess. A time where your money can't save you.
Right.
You have to remember Yahweh Shem Yahushai, remember that name. So, if you're taking heed of this, and it's resonating with you, that name is very important. Don't listen to nobody that says you can call the Lord anything you want. It says right here, the Lord hear thee in the day of trouble. How's the Lord going to hear you? You're not praying on that name, man. The name of the power of Jacob defend me. Alright? So that's how you're going to be defended. That's how you're going to be protected. It's praying to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. And him sending that angel down to protect you. Alright? Because you're definitely going to need it. Alright?
Yeah, that prayer is very important. Alright, it speaks about how the name of the Lord is a strong tower to the righteous. You know, they run into it and are safe.
Yeah, we spoke about it last week, about how King David, you know, his enemies compassed him about. The sorrows of death compassed him, man. And what he do? He prayed in the name, man. The Lord delivered him out of that. There's all sorts of examples of that, man. So your money and your gold ain't going to be able to save you, all right? What's going to save you? What's going to defend you? It's the name. Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Yahweh Yahushai, man.
I got a precept. Psalms chapter 20, verse 6. Now know that I, the Lord, saveth his anointed. You will hear him from his holy heaven with the saving strength of his right hand. Right, who are the Lord's anointed? The ones that are found written in the book of life. The elect. Alright? It says, now know I that the Lord saveth his anointed. You will hear him from his holy heaven with the saving strength of his right hand.
John, read the next verse.
Verse 7. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we will remember the name of the Lord our God, Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Some's going to put their trust in Egypt, man. These things that they get. Some are going to put their trust in this government. Some are going to put their trust in these automatic weapons or these guns. Some are going to probably put their trust in the money.
Yeah.
The money's going to deliver. But hey, that's not going to deliver you, man.
Yeah, some people don't trust in themselves. How mighty they think they are.
No, there's no saving yourself in those days.
Shit.
I know how to survive mountains. I know how to survive out in the mountains.
You can know all that, yeah.
Shit, I know how to shoot well. I know how to fucking fight. I know how to run. I have survival instincts.
I have not sinned.
That's all good. That's all good, but when the Lord visits, man, it's gonna be like, no what? There's no preparing for what's coming.
I'm fucking be so scared. You're gonna be so scared you're gonna forget you had a gun in your hand. You're gonna forget how to use it.
Yeah.
That's how scary you're gonna be.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a day like no other. So how can you prepare for that?
You can't. Only mentally. Only spiritually.
Yeah, only spiritually.
That's the only way you can prepare. Prepare mentally is kind of foolish if you think of it.
Yeah, very foolish.
You want a famine, right? So let me just stack a bunch of food and water. A lot of cans have expiration dates, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, you can't just store a bunch of plastic bottles because eventually you have all the water in the plastic's gonna, no matter if you're having a cool, dark shady room, the plastic's still gonna seep into that water.
Yeah, that's why water expires after a certain period.
Right.
Plastic.
Right.
Yeah.
So the only way to prepare spiritually. Get your mind right with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's the only way. Because the Lord is the only one that can deliver you, man.
Yeah.
Alright?
You can have a whole bunch of cans with no can opener. You ain't got no way to open that can. Everything is blunt around you.
Man, you don't know how that shit's gonna play off, man. You could be in another city, another town, and then all of a sudden it starts right there. Where we're gonna be? You can't go to another city.
Right.
You know, declared martial law. You have to be inside at a certain hour. It takes 2 hours to get to your house. You can't make it in time.
Well,
You know.
that's why you're supposed to keep your trust in the Lord, because the Lord already has it written on how you're gonna survive, how He's gonna save you. It's already written, and then you didn't write it. Okay. You don't know how it's going to turn out. You don't know. But that's why you build your faith. That's why you build faith. In order to have that faith to cash in when it's time of when Jacob's troubles actually come. You'll be fully armored, okay, in the Lord. You won't have a worry. You'll be singing joy unto the Lord. Okay, you'll be happy. Okay? The Lord said His servants gonna eat, all right, and gonna be joyful in the spirit.
Yeah, you gotta believe that too.
Yeah.
We gotta believe that, you know. You read it, it's in the scriptures, but the time is gonna come when Heavenly Father's gonna test it. The Heavenly Father's gonna test our faith to see if we do believe. You know? You believe you're gonna eat, even though you haven't eaten for a day or two. You know?
And that's where it all stems from, belief, man, faith. You know, that's the only thing that can be given to you except from the Lord. All right.
Hey, the only man that knew exactly what he was gonna go through and suffer was our Lord Yahweh Shai. The only man. He didn't just know what he was gonna suffer and the exact pain he was gonna feel. He also knew the joy that he was gonna receive if he endured that. Now we don't know what we're gonna suffer. We know we're gonna suffer, but we don't know exactly what the Lord. Yeah, the specifics. Not as Yahweh Shai knew the specifics. You know, if we knew the specifics, we would probably be all, you know, mentally not all there.
Well, the Lord said
but
what? I reckon the sufferings of this present life or this present world will not equate, roughly paraphrase, equate to the blessings that we're going to receive.
Right.
Okay? So he's telling us the suffering that we're doing is a drop in the bucket to the blessings that we're going to receive.
You don't forget all this suffering.
Yeah, like,
you receive the blessings. Yeah. That's like, damn. You feel like you should have went through more.
Yeah, for this.
Damn.
Lord, send me back and put me through some more stuff. This is just too much. What?
Yeah. You're gonna
got
forget.
you on that. 2 Corinthians 4:17. For our light affliction, which is built but for a moment, working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. But while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. The things which are seen are temporal, the things which are not seen are eternal.
Yeah, what's not the kingdom? The kingdom is not built with observation or made with hands. You know, but we believe it, and we know that in order to get there, we have to go through great tribulation, which is really light.
Yeah.
All right, like what it said at the beginning, light suffering.
For our light affliction, which is but for a moment.
Right, a light affliction. And that's what we gotta remember when we're going through these times. That it's just a light affliction that we're just enduring for a moment. Just like when you're running a mile or doing a rigorous workout. You know it's not gonna be forever. You know, if you're doing a time, if you're doing 9 speed on the treadmill or something, you know you're not gonna run it forever. You're only running for I'm running for 30 seconds. I'm gonna do this for a minute. You can see the time, so you know I'm gonna just endure it. I'm gonna do this because I know that real soon my time's gonna be done. Or I'm gonna go faster because I know that I'm almost at the finish line. All right?
Yeah, because the hill that we're gonna catch is just for a moment, because the exceedingly glory that we're gonna receive is gonna be as if it was nothing, man. By the time we go through it, let me just read that again. It says, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. Hey, so yeah, man, all that affliction that we go through, man, you can't compare it to the glory that the elect is going to receive. Man.
Yeah, compared to the season that we're gonna suffer. All right, compare that to what we're gonna have forever in the kingdom, and that's gonna be everlasting. All right, it's not gonna be something that fades away. It's not gonna be something that's just for a season. Israel as a whole nation is gonna live good. All right.
Yeah. So don't put your trust in chariots. Don't put your trust in ammunition. Don't put your trust in the government, man. What you do is, you put your trust in your faith, man. And faith, that's how you're going to prepare for the time of Jacob trouble that the brothers are going into.
Yes.
It's your faith that's going to prepare you, man.
Yes, Psalm 27, that was the verse of the day today.
Just like these different athletic coaches, these football coaches, what do? They watch old game tapes to prepare for the next game. Or these different lawyers, they watch old cases to prepare for this particular case
And that actually
that they're
helps.
dealing with.
That actually helps.
That helps.
Yeah.
But we can't do that when it comes to time of Jacob's trouble.
Nah, we do. We have the scriptures.
Like the scriptures.
That's a preparedness.
Well,
That's what prepares us, you know?
It's going to be a time like no other, a day like no other. So, I mean, there's physically nothing we can do to prepare for it.
Yeah.
But that's part of that spirit, spiritual.
The knowledge of wisdom is going to be the stability of our time.
You said Psalms 26?
No, Psalms 27. I know, I read it already.
Oh, okay.
That was the verse of the day.
Oh, okay. I got a precept of that. It's the book of Sirach. You know, like the brothers were saying, the only way you can prepare yourself is spiritually. All right, not mentally, not by physically, not by any means. It's Sirach chapter 2, verse 6. It says, "Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall." So we're out here trusting and waiting on the mercy of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai all the way to the end. Lord's will, you know, we endure. It says, "Ye that fear the Lord, believe in him, and your reward shall not fail." And that's the main part. You gotta believe that, hey, the Lord is coming to save us, man. Or he's coming to help us. When you call in his name.
It's like, Brian, you gotta wait. He said, wait on the Lord. Don't try to do it yourself, man. Do not try to do it yourself, all right? You're gonna defend yourself. You got 2 bullets, okay? You're gonna try to fight against Esau and his arsenal.
I believe on the verses above it, it says, make not haste in times of trouble.
That's it. Make not haste.
Yeah. Hey,
Okay.
but don't rely, you know, and trust in your plan of action, man. Trust in the Lord.
Yeah.
All right, he's the one that guides our steps, man. It says, ye that fear the Lord, believe in him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old, and see, did ever any trust in the Lord, and was confounded? All right, this is a question that's being posed. All right, the answer is that's never happened. Everybody who's called in the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, our fathers, all right, all these stories that we went over the previous week, the Lord had delivered them. All right, King David, all right? It says, or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? All right, the Lord, man, he didn't despise if you're sincerely calling in his name. All right, he loves them. This is, for the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in the time of affliction. All right, so the Lord is coming to do a lot of saving. All right, in this time of affliction it speaks of. All right, that's when the Lord is gonna, he's gonna magnify and show his strength. All right. Are you holding the precept? Yeah.
Nah, there's no something.
No, that's just that. Let's see.
Yeah, I got something. So Ephesians 6:14. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto all perseverance and supplication for all saints.
That's how we're going to be saved out of here, man, by putting on the whole armor of the Most High. All right, having that faith of the faith, the helmet of faith. What was it? It's like,
take the helmet of salvation of the Spirit, of the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High.
Yeah, you know, taking on all of that. All right, as well as combined with prayer and supplication, like it was saying. All right, because that's our connection towards the Lord. Yeah, that's how he hears when we call out for him, like we read in 2 Ezra 15. Asking for understanding.
I got something. Daniel 12, I'm going to start at 9. It says, and he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end. This is the time of the end. That's why we're giving you these words of prophecy. Okay, the things that are about to happen. It says, many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly. None of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. Okay? The wise is the elect. The wicked is the 2/3, okay? And the wicked as well. They're not going to understand. That's why you got no Cal Malone out here coming up and approaching the camps as if he's going to change the prophecies or something. Okay? It says, blessed is he that waiteth and cometh to the 1,305 days. Okay? But go thou thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the days. Everybody's in their lot right now. Okay, even Daniel. Alright? Because everything was pre-written. It's written who's going to be saved and who's going to be destroyed. That's why it says, give diligence to make thy calling and election sure. You have to work, okay, to make your calling and election sure. Alright?
We got that in James 1 and 5.
So James 1 and 5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him.
So again, going back to that connection with the Lord, he's not going to mock you or he's not going to despise that you're calling on him. All right, he loves it when you do that. All right, if you are asking for spiritual things, well, he's going to give it to you. All right, you're going to receive the things that you're asking. But it starts off with believing, like it'll say in the next verse, I think.
But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven from the wind and tossed.
And that's the point. You gotta believe that the Lord is gonna give you what you're asking for. All right, you're gonna have to believe, especially in those days, man. All right, we're gonna have to run by faith. You know, we walk by not sight, but faith, like it's in the scriptures. All right, that's what's gonna keep us, pushing towards that. All right, signaling, where to go to. All right, guiding us. That was it, right? Yeah, that was it.
Psalms 130, verse 5. It says, I wait for the Lord, my soul doeth wait, and his word do I hope.
Again, it's about waiting on Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Something that's been in Apostle Kabar's spirit as of late is going into that suffering. All right, we're going to have to suffer and wait, for the good to come. All right, when you've been called into this thing, it's about getting ready, girding your loins like a man. All right, and standing, even if we have to go through things that we don't want to. All right, not fully understanding, the bigger picture.
My soul waited for the Lord more than they that watch for the morning. I say more than they that watch for the morning. Let Israel hope in the Lord, for with the Lord there is mercy, and with him is plenteous redemption. And he shall redeem Israel from all his iniquities. Yeah. And that's ultimately what we're all waiting for, man. Waiting for the Lord to establish his kingdom on top. And us being hopefully part of his legs. But just as us as a nation, we'll be joint heirs.
Yeah.
We're waiting for the Lord to put Israel back on top again, man.
Yeah, that's what we're ultimately waiting on, man, that deliverance. All right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua at the end of the day.
Yeah, like it says redemption, right? And Yahushua said, the year of my redeem is come. Who is the Lord going to redeem? The elect of his people.
We can go back to, can you give me that in 2nd Ezra 13? It's going on the coming days, man. How the last day the Lord is coming to visit this place. Because like we said before, man, when people think of the Lord visiting this place, they think of someone that is, coming in peace, happy-go-lucky. That's quite the opposite. He's coming to stir, violence, vengeance, all these different nations.
Second Ezra 13:1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, and it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, a man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and he turned his countenance to look, and all things trembled that were seen under him.
And this is the Lord coming back. All right, he's a man of war. It speaks about some people's hearts are going to fail in those days, just by the sight of seeing the Lord.
And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it faileth fire, it feeleth fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
I was going into the ending of World War III. All right, over there in the valley of Yehoshaphat. All right, this speaks about all these different nations are going to come and make war with the land. That land being Yehoshaphat.
And I beheld, and lo, it had graven him himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not.
The prophet Ezra imagined the likeness as a mountain that you couldn't see where it began or where it ended. Pretty much that's how big that fathership could be. And when I say fathership, I mean that he was both.
And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, yet durst fight.
So just like how the Lord put the spirit on, who was it, Pharaoh back in Egypt, all right, to go against the Israelites, all right, the same spirit is going to be on these different rulers, these different military rulers, all right, to fight against the Lord. All right, even though they know they don't stand a chance against them, the Lord's going to have to put that spirit on them.
And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests.
Hey, so the Lord is coming to show his power, man. All right, start lasering all these different weapons that these nations have. It's going to amount to nothing to what the Creator has ultimately. It's going to be like brothers always describe it as a toddler messing with his toys. All right.
And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid.
And that's the power that the Lord has, to totally eviscerate the elements into dust. All right, this is speaking about people. All right, the different weapons that they have.
Afterward, I saw the same man come down from the mountain and call unto him another peaceable multitude. And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, some were sorry, some of them were bound, and some were brought of them that were offered. Then was I sick with great fear, and I wakened and said, Thou hast showed thy servant these wonders from the beginning, and hast counted me worthy that thou shouldest receive my prayer.
Yeah, so this vision that the prophet Ezra seen of the very end, how the Lord is going to take over this place. All right?
Show me now yet the interpretation of this dream. For as I conceive in my understanding, woe unto them that shall be left in those days, and much more woe unto them that are not left behind.
There's a lot of destruction that's coming into play, like we've been saying. All right, it speaks about how if these days were not shortened, then shall there be any flesh to be saved. And that's how great that destruction is.
For they that were not left were in heaviness. Now understand I the things that are laid up in the latter days, which shall happen unto them, and to those which are left behind. Therefore are they come into great perils and many necessities, like as these dreams declare.
Yeah, so there's nothing but perils and destruction to come for the sinners of this people. For the wicked, these other nations as well. Alright?
Yet is it easier for him that is in danger to come into these things than to pass away as a cloud out of the world, and not to see the things that happen in the last days. And he answered unto me and said, the interpretation of the vision shall I show thee, and I will open unto thee the thing that thou hast inquired.
Alright, and these mysteries are only revealed to the servants and prophets, right? We have the understanding of it. Alright, the full picture. That's pretty much it today, right? That's it. What verse are you? Verse 21. Oh, okay, yeah, keep reading.
Whereas thou hast spoken of them that are left behind, this is the interpretation. He that shall endure the peril in the time hath kept himself. They that be fallen into danger are such as have works and faith toward the Almighty.
So it's about enduring, seeing it through to the very end. That's who's going to be saved. All right, not throwing in that towel at the very end. All right.
Know this therefore, that they which be left behind are more blessed than they that be dead. This is the meaning of the vision, whereas thou sawest a man coming up from the midst of the sea. The same is he whom the Most High, the highest, hath kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature, and he shall order them that are left behind. And whereas thou sawest that out of his mouth there came a blast of wind and fire and storm, and that he held neither sword nor any instrument of war, but that the rushing in of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. This is the interpretation.
And that's going to be the power of the Lord, man. Ultimately, he doesn't need a weapon. And he's the ultimate creator. And he's going to put an end to all these things. Can you give me that in Revelation, where in 18, where it says the same thing? Yeah,
Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 3. Most High came from Teman, and the Holy One from Mount Paran. Salah, his glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise. Right, what's the glory? It's going to cover his heavens.
To teach that America is going to be destroyed, and the Lord is coming to save his people, which is going to be the people of the Son. What? No, we want it to be destroyed. The wicked are in charge right now. Alright. Read that again.
Most High came from Teman, and the Holy One from Mount Paran. Salah, his glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise. Right, what's the glory? That the Lord covered the heaven. That's the church.
Yeah.
That's what the Lord's coming back in. Alright? It says, and his brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of his hand, and there was hiding of his power. Before him went the pestilence, and burning coals went forth at his feet. Right, that's that fire from the chariots, man. Alright, because we always speak of how America is going to be destroyed by fire, but that's not going to be the only thing that's going to bring fire to this place, man.
Yeah, it's also going to be amazing. It's like the brother's reading.
He stood and measured the earth, and he beheld and drove asunder the nations, and the everlasting mountains were scattered. Perpetual hills did bow. His ways are everlasting. Right. It says he drove asunder the nations. What in Zephaniah 3:9 it says wait ye upon me till I rise up to the prey.
Yeah.
My determination is to gather the nations.
He's going to be ultimately the one to subdue the nations. All right, he's going to be the one to bring that destruction, that vengeance. All right. That was it too, right?
No, it's a little bit more. I saw the tents of Cushan in affliction, and the curtains of the land of Midadon did trouble, because when the world sees Yahweh Shai for who he is, they're going to fear, especially these other nations, starting with Esau and Edom. They're going to be in great fear, man. All right? Was the Lord displeased? Was the Lord displeased against the rivers? Was thine anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea? Thou didst ride upon thine horses and thy chariots of salvation. Alright, because not only is the Lord going to bring destruction, he's also going to bring salvation. Salvation for the elect of his people, man. Right? It says, thy bow was made quite naked, according to the oath of the tribes, even thy word, Salah. Thou didst cleave the earth with rivers. The mountains saw thee, and they trembled. The overflowing of the water passed by. The deep uttered his voice, and lifted up his hands on high. The sun and moon stood still in their habitation at the light of thine arrows. They went, and at the shining of thy glittering spear. Thou didst march through the land in indignation. Thou didst stretch the heathen. Thou didst stretch the heathen in anger.
Yeah, and that's the Lord, coming to make war with these heathens, man. All right, like the brother's been saying, man, the lasers that are going to come from the chariots are the Lord is coming to make war. Everything is not a war.
Thou wentest forth for the salvation of thy people, even for the salvation with thine anointed. Right. Like I said, that's Isaiah 31, that's birds flying when the Lord come and defend Jerusalem. Right? Thou woundest the head out of the house of the wicked by discovering the foundation onto the neck. Salah. Thou didst strike through with his staves the head of his villages. They came out as a whirlwind to scatter me. Their rejoicing was to devour the poor secretly. Right, the wicked elites, man. The whole goal and agenda was to destroy these people, man. Alright? The Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and Sino Indians, man. Do you think the Lord's going to let you destroy all of his people? Especially elect of his people? When the scripture says, touch not mine anointed, do my prophets no harm. And that's exactly what you devils are going to be trying to do, man. That's why the Lord's going to defend us. That's why the Lord's going to stand up and fight for us, man. Alright, that's why it says, again, wait upon him till he rises up to the prey. There's no need to build up a military might. There's no need to build up an army and to try to defend ourselves. All we need is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. Alright, that's all we need. Okay, that's what we patiently waiting for. Because he's going to defend and fight for us, man. Alright, it says, thou didst walk through the sea with thine horses, through the heap of great waters. When I heard, my belly trembled, my lips quivered at the voice of rottenness. At the voice, rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble. When he cometh up unto the people, he will invade them with his troops. Okay? So the Lord's getting ready to do a great, mighty thing for us.
Yeah, God, like the brother saying, even with this mighty destruction, and that war he's coming to bring salvation for us. Alright? Mainly the remnant that he left behind. And in turn, that's going to be the entirety of it. Alright? Can you give me that in Revelation 19, or if you have a precepts? 19.
Top.
We'll start at 10.
Revelation 19 and 10. I fell at his feet to worship him. He said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy.
Yeah, God, the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. Alright, that's what we're coming out here to do.
I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but himself.
And again, that white horse is going back to that, what the people called so-called UFOs, that technology. That's how the Lord is coming coming back to this place. You know, in his power and his glory.
He was clothed in a vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of the Most High. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness of the wrath of the Most High.
Yeah, like brothers have been reading, man, he's coming to bring that great violence, or that vengeance, you know, on his people. All right, he's coming to bring that wrath to these different nations out here. All right, snatch crowns, like it's gonna say.
And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh the name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the great supper of the great power, that ye may eat the flesh of kings, the flesh of captains, the flesh of mighty men, the flesh of horses, and all of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great.
So there's going to be a great feast in that area, man. There's going to probably be a lot of death. Like we spoke of in the Valley of Yahushua. All right, you know, a lot of soldiers are going to die. There's going to be a lot of bodies, all right, that are going to be out there for the different vultures that are out there.
And I saw the beast of the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army.
And it's all going to come to naught. Like it's, you read about 2 Ezra 13. These different nations and governments compare nothing to what the Lord has.
And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, that which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and with that, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into the lake of fire and brimstone, burning brimstone. Yep.
You know, that's going to be the judgment that takes place. All right, they're here in America and they're over there. All right, the Lord is coming to visit both places, here in the west and over there in the east.
And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh.
Yeah. Okay, so that's part of the judgments that are coming. All right, executed by Yahushua. Okay. Can my brother give me that in Isaiah? It said
Isaiah 63:1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bosra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness mighty to save.
Again, you know, the Lord's coming to visit in chariots. All right, and Slaki, one of the chief cities of Edom, Bosra, all right, which represents here. All right, that's where he's coming to bring that destruction.
Verse 2. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat.
And now that's metaphorically speaking about the destruction, the death that he's coming to bring. All right, he himself is not going to be, stained with his garments of blood, but that just represents all the killing that he's coming to do.
I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I would tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I'll stain all my remnant.
Yeah. So there's a lot of mass death coming. All right, to this place. All right, judgment that's going to be executed speedily.
The day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemer's come.
And this is something that Yahweh Shai is waiting on. All right, he's waiting on his father Yahweh to tell him when to go, when to go, because ultimately he's the only one that knows when the time is. Not even Yahweh Shai, the son knows.
And I looked, and there was none to help. And I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore my own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. And I will tread down the people in my anger, and make them drunk in my fury. And I'll bring down their strength to the earth.
Yeah. And so he's coming to bring that great destruction as well as that salvation. All right, to those of us who are left. All right.
So Luke 21 and 22. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon his people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive until all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars.
Yeah, it says Jerusalem shall be trodden down by the Gentiles. The Gentiles are referring to the Israelite nation. Israelite foreigners, I mean. The Gentiles in that verse is referring to actually heathens, Edomites, because this is the last punishment. This is the last captivity we're going to be under Esau. All right, under Esau, as it says, Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is beginning of it that forward. And just like how you read in Daniel 2, how the Lord showed through a dream of Nebuchadnezzar how all the nations that were going to rule, what the Lord was showing Nebuchadnezzar was all the time that the Lord gave to these nations to rule. Start with him being the head of gold, the Babylonian Empire. You had the Medes and the Persian Empire. They were given a time to rule. Then you had Greek Empire, which was the beginning of Esau, finally getting to rule the planet Earth, right? Then the Roman Empire, and the Roman Empire fell. But as it's written in Revelation 13, daily rule being healed through this system, through America, which was, as when you read Revelation 20, to loose a little season. So these Gentiles were given, these other nations were given a time to rule. All right, they were given a time to rule over us. All right, but their time to ruling over is coming to an end. And we see it coming to an end. And even these devils, they see it coming to an end. That's why they're going to come down with great wrath. All right, as the scripture says.
There shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars. Upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring.
Yeah, and these are all indicating the signs are all indicating that we're getting very close to the end of this world. End of Esau's world, the beginning of ours. All indicating that we're getting close to the second return of our Lord Yahweh Shai. Alright? We see upwards of the people. We see earthquakes in diverse places. We see wars and rumors of wars. And all these things are going to intensify and get worse.
Men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth.
There'll be a lot of things that you people are not aware of. Especially the Lord being a so-called black man.
Yeah. People aren't going to expect that.
Just off that side alone, you're going to faint. You don't see the glory that he's going to come in. When you see the Lord himself, that he's not a white man, all right, with long hair, blue eyes, you being an Edomite, seeing the Lord looking like the people that you hate and call niggas and spics and persecuted and killed all day long,
yeah,
you're going to faint off that, man.
Like we get that in Wisdom Solomon's 5 next, man. It speaks about the people are going to be confused. Why are these people going to be saved?
Even our own people are going to mourn a week.
Yeah.
Even our own people are going to faint. Alright? Because you got niggas that don't even respect the Lord and look like that. You know, their whole life they thought the Lord was a white. They were serving a white God. Man. We have a lot of our people that were right there when Yahweh Shai got crucified. Alright, they say, crucify him, crucify him. Let the blood be upon us and our children. You're going to eat on those words. A lot of those people back then are here today, man. The Lord's going to keep them just alive for that moment. You're going to remember what they did. In Revelation 1 and 7, it mentions how even the one that pierced them is going to know, is going to be there, man.
Yeah.
Alright?
And Revelation 19, it speaks about the day of vengeance. It's in the Lord's heart.
Yeah.
He's waiting for this day.
Yeah, come on. All the humiliation, pain, suffering that you went through, you thinking the world expects you to come back all hot, happy-go-lucky, all smiley. The world just expects you to forget that when in your time, in the Lord's time, it basically happened 2 days ago.
Yeah. It's fresh.
2 days ago, I was just at work. You know, woke up 6 in the morning, started, you know, I didn't forget what I did 2 days ago. You don't forget what you did 2 days ago, right? So the Lord ain't gonna forget.
It's still fresh.
And how can you forget something like that, of the pain that he went through? You can never forget, man. Yeah, you have instances where you have kids that got through so much trouble and pain and sorrow. What's that one movie? You know that Mikey movie, the Northern.
Oh, the Northman.
The Northman, right? You saw how he hold that pain that he went through, seeing his father die.
Throughout the years, yeah.
Right, and the city get taken over. He in his whole life he kept that, man. He remembered that. He never forgot that. The whole time he was planting his vengeance.
Yeah.
He was remembering to have his vengeance. He wanted his vengeance. That's why he did what he did. Alright, so hey, the Lord, what he went through, he wanted his vengeance. He's plotting. He can't wait to get you niggas, man.
For the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud, power, and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up, and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.
And you know, that's how we know that our deliverance is sooner than we expect. When we see, these different sightings of the UFOs. That brings us happiness. That brings us joy. Because that's how we're going to be saved out of here. That was into the chapter. Yeah. We can end it in Wisdom Solomon 5.
This was Solomon 5 and 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors.
Yeah, we're talking about so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We're going to be saved out of here, beamed up, and the people aren't going to expect, these type of individuals being saved. All right?
When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all they look for.
Brothers just read how men's hearts failing them over Yahweh Shai's return. They're not going to expect a dark-skinned individual, all right, to be their creator, to be the one that made them. What more the people who are saved out of here as well, likewise.
And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach.
And they're going to look at us like these are the ones that we had under this whole time. All right, that had these different bywords for us. All right? And that wasn't through the power of you. It was through the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right, the Lord gave you authority to rule for a certain time. I'm talking about you different nations, you heathens out there.
We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lot is among the saints?
But you're going to come to realize that we are the people of the Lord. All right, and he's the only one we're the only ones that he cares about down here on this earth. All right, everyone else they don't amount to nothing. Like it says in the book of Ezra, they're nothing but like a drop of water out of a bucket, like spittle, like spit.
Therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness hath not shined unto us. and the light of righteousness rose not upon us. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it. What hath pride profited us? Or what good hath riches with our bounty wrought us? All those things are passed away like a shadow, and as a post that hastens by, and as a ship that passes over the waves of the water, which when it is gone by, the trace thereof cannot be found.
Go ahead.
Neither the pathway of the Nile in the waves.
Destroyed. Then the Lord is coming to save his people. Alright? Who's the brother right there? If any, so yeah, you want things right there? Again, we'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim Rakakadash, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai, and Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai. Hey, Shalom. Hey, Lord.